But during the time when Jesus appeared on earth, there were so many that called themselves Messiah. So he used another way to manifest himself. He did things God does, and he allowed people to give the witness about whom he is. But at the same time, he did say it. He did say it. Now, Ahmed Deedat, in one way, you always speak with a double tongue. I'm sorry to say that, because you opened up and said that you don't make a challenge, you only give an appeal. But today you said that you look at these discussions as a boxing match, and you say that you believe in Jesus, that he is Christ, and then you spend 1 hour denying this Jesus and you are mocking and blaspheming our Jesus Christ. Because there is one thing you don't understand. You have raised around 30 different questions, and this is also the tactics of the Muslims in this discussion, because you have come here to challenge my Christian faith. And the Muslims have told me, don't say anything against the Quran. And then you ask me to speak before you, and then you give me 10 minutes to answer 30 questions. It's not fair. But I just want to tell you that all what you don't understand is what the Bible says. The great love of God, it says like this, that Jesus, being equal with God, in the form of God, made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. Why scorn and mock and blaspheme this Jesus when he came and wept with the people in sorrow? Why make funny stories about Jesus being hungry when he wanted to identify with the starving people? Never Muslims make anything to help their refugees. The Christians have to do it. Jesus was willing to become an ordinary man, and he prayed unto his Father during that time. He felt pain. He was sleepy. That is fully right. And when he talked to the fig tree, you have not read the Bible. This is what I always say, because if you knew the Bible, you knew that Jesus, when he spoke to the fig tree, he knew that in the Old Testament, Israel always was illustrated as a fig tree. And Jesus prophesied against Israel at that time. There are explanations on every attack that you have on Christianity. And when you say that Jesus is a racist, I get upset. Because Jesus, he said, go into all the world and make all kind of people my disciples. And he explained how they should start in Jerusalem, and then in Judea, and then go further on to Samaria, and then into the whole world. And this was the strategy of Jesus. Those verses you quote, I mean, if I'm going to carry away as we did, listen here, we gave to Eritrea, when Eritrea and Ethiopia was starving, we gave 1 million kilo wheat from my church. And we sent it, listen, we sent it with a boat. But do you make a joke? Do you mock me? Do you blaspheme me if I must say that because of our limitations we had to take 25 kilo first, and then we took 25 more, and then 100 kilo, and then 1,000 kilo. And if I said the first hours we take only 500 kilo, then we will continue with 500 more. Jesus said, I have just come now to the Israelis. I must start here, in Jerusalem, in Judea, in Samaria. But then he declared, and you always keep quiet about what the Bible says in its context. This is your tactic all over the world. Jesus said, my love is for the whole world. Time is out, and this is very typical. Many questions, no time to answer.
We thank you, Mr. Stanley Sjöberg and Mr. Ahmed Deedat, for their speeches. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to proceed to the session where it's going to be your turn to ask questions. We have not yet told or informed about how this is going to go about, so I don't think there's any idea that you line up yet. We have to be finishing this session at 10 o'clock tonight, so we will have about 1 hour. And my co-chairman here will inform you about the rules of the question, and please listen carefully. Thank you.
Who do you want the first question? Does it matter?
No, I don't think it matters.
They will be very clear. Right.
Okay.
Once they have settled down.
Yeah, but we haven't informed about how they should stand. You have to inform them now.
No, I thought you told them.
No, I didn't.
Sisters and brothers, we have now come to the question time. There is a mic in front here. Could you please form a queue facing the mic? The queue can run along round the corner to the gangway so that it is an orderly queue. Thank you.
Only this side.
Yes, only that. Now, in order for the questions to be conducted efficiently and fairly, brothers and sisters, would you please pay attention? Sisters and brothers, please pay attention. Thank you. In order for the questions to be conducted fairly and efficiently, there are certain rules that we must follow. First of all, please, will you present your question relating to the topic in hand? That is Jesus God? And please do remember that it is question time and not lecturing time. If you wish to deliver a lecture, perhaps you will make some arrangements with Pastor Stanley, and he may be able to organize that for you, in which case we shall come and listen to you. And only one question at a time, please. If you wish to make or ask more questions, please go to the end of the queue and wait your turn again. Please also present your question in a brief and concise manner and to the point. Lastly, brothers and sisters, as there are two speakers here, and we have to be fair to both of them, the questions will be treated in an alternative order so that we shall have first question for Pastor Stanley, the next question will then be for Mr. Deedat, and so on until we run out of time. Thank you.
We also want to inform that the last question will be allowed at 10 to 10. So the first question goes to Mr. Stanley Sjöberg.
I'm a Muslim woman, Swedish. I have converted to Islam because I get so confused with the church. Excuse me, I speak French. Because I always wonder if I'm going to pray to God or if I'm going to pray to